Oh God, this place is a mess. Oh man, oh well. Lots of weird stuff going on today. I was originally just going to shoot a video. Like I said, I've been playing around with the screen here, and I just got to get around to taking the damn thing down. As much as I love having the green screen to play with, and do some other projects and play around with, the problem is it takes up a lot of room in here. One of these days I might have to invest in a smaller one. I don't know. It's just, you never know. Okay, now, as you all know, yeah, like I said, I don't mind it either. Let's start right off the bat. The reason why I titled it that is because it confirmed pretty much what we were hearing. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I think it was like, oh, well, I'd have to look it up. I was hearing there were going to be 6 originally. So the fact they're going to shoot for 8 episodes. Now, keep in mind, though, that they keep saying that they're cutting 3, which means that's 2 episodes and probably your special are getting cut off thanks to COVID. Either that or they're going to have to film it later. But it also confirmed a lot of things we already knew. Like, we pretty much knew Tawson Cole was gone when he appeared at Chicago TARDIS last year. Because that means, wait a minute, if he's still signed on with the show and he's going to do another season, why is he already at a con? So we kind of knew that Ryan was gone, okay? Now, word is that so is Graham. But at the same time, I'm hearing that because, that he's going to probably be more like a Wilfred Mott type of character. Is that he's going to be popping up here and there on the Earthbound Adventures. That's one story I've heard. So he may not be completely gone, but the thing is, you have to remember, Bradley Walsh is signed on to another series on top of one he's already doing. It kind of made sense that he's not going to be filming a whole series of Doctor Who. He's already got a full workload for this coming year. On top of, they're going to have to follow COVID guidelines for those. So it didn't make sense that he was going to be back for Series 13. Now, some of you may have seen that Ruther 2 had that thing up for that one episode, and it said that, Bradley Walsh was listed on it for his CV. Now, keep in mind, it also says that particular director. So it may just be that Bradley Walsh is appearing in that particular episode. Okay, he's not going to be back for the full run. We kind of knew that. Now, what they also said here is that, looks like Yaz is going to be the sole companion for Series 13 as far as we know. And this ought to really make a whole lot of people happy who've been jumping up and down screaming, there's too many companions in the TARDIS. Now, I can kind of see where they're coming from, because back in the old series, even when they had Adric, Nyssa, and Tegan, there were a lot of times you could tell they had the write-in filler, or like they had the one episode, I think it was, Kinda, where suddenly Nissa's having a brain ache, and so she's in the TARDIS doing some weird sleepo thing because they didn't have anything for her to do for that episode. So, but the thing is, back in the old series, it was a lot easier to develop more companions because you had 25 minutes serials, and you could have up to an hour and a half or 2 hours per episode, depending on how many, parts were in that episode. So, I wouldn't mind saying Wilfred Mott back either, but I just don't see it in the cards. It would be an interesting visit, wouldn't it? Hey, Wilfred, look, I'm a blonde chick now. Oh, hey, Doc. Yeah, okay, but you see, so the problem is, in the main series, you only got 50-minute episodes to develop things, and that's why it's kind of been a little bit hard on developing 3 companions, or the fam, as they call them. All right, so confirmed. And now originally I was hearing 6. Now they're shooting for 8 episodes. They've already confirmed that, well, now they're saying they've been filming since November 2nd. I think, honestly, they've been filming since October, because they're shooting for autumn of next year. And that really doesn't make any sense, because if they started like a week and a half ago, that's 8 episodes, and even with the COVID guidelines, that's going to be tricky, to get everything done, and it ran through post. Now, the good news is, though, once it goes to post, all that can be pretty much done from home. Okay, so confirmed 8 episodes. That's probably going to include a special if they don't film one later on next year for the following year, 2022. Also, they're pretty much confirming that oh God, I almost said resolution. I said revolution of the Daleks is going to be on New Year's Day, not Christmas Day, New Year's Day. And the whole Christmas Day thing, as I said before, was based off just a grammatic slip that was made on that whole 6 program that Jody was on a little while ago. So, that's the best you can do. All right, so what do we know? It looks like for you folks who are just coming in, Graham's gone. And like I said, it kind of fits, though, from what I heard, that he may just be popping up occasionally as an Earthbound. Ryan, pretty much gone. Taz and Cole already signed to a whole nother series for AMC. And also the fact that he appeared at Chicago TARDIS last year pretty much showed that he was already done. Okay, so right there. So we're left with Yaz. Now, what are they going to do with Yaz? Oh, by the way, somebody brought up a certain other channel, and I don't want to name them because I keep telling people the worst thing you can do with bad news is keep yelling the name of the person who delivered it. Because in the end, if I said their name, they'll probably file a harassment claim because that's become the new big game on YouTube. If you criticize anybody else, you're going to get filed with harassment. And because of the current system, it's crap. Okay? So we won't name any names. But somebody, and I will name the website, wegotThiscovered.com, has been, the Irish guy, has been spreading their news like it's the gospel, including, now, I hope you're all sitting down for this. All right, everybody sitting down? All right, okay, you're calm down, take a deep breath. He's still pushing this story that because of the bullshit going on in America, that they're going to change the police box completely. Oh, yeah, we're going to dump a central icon of the show for the past 57 years over some crap that doesn't involve a police box. I'm sorry. It's just... Oh, hi, Sophie. How you doing? No, they're not changing the police box. Come on. It has nothing to do with the Metropolitan Police box, okay? For one, a police box is something that ain't been around on the streets officially since this. Well, there's some that are still around. They haven't been in use since the early 60s. And it has nothing to do with what's going on in America. Ain't it weird how the election's over and all those protesters magically disappeared? But that's a whole nother subject. Whew. Like magic. Okay, no, they are not going to get rid. Yeah, exactly. You're right, John. They have nothing to do with what's going on. So there's no way they're going to change the police box. It's not going to happen. Ain't that right, Sophie? You agree with me? Yeah. All right. Now, you can probably see Sophie down there in the corner. Did give her a break. She's 10 years old. All right. Exactly. There's no way they're getting rid of the police box. It's not going to happen. Nor is there going to be the Doctor coming out as bisexual. I think the Time Lords are more, I have to say, asexual than anything. It's not saying that it's impossible for Time Lords not to get and get jiggy with it, but I don't think of them that way. It's kind of like the Q. Anybody remember the Q? They were more asexual than anything. That's exactly. It doesn't matter. It's not really relevant considering, well, the Time Lords ain't there no more. They've been blown up again. But yeah, a certain Irish guy, like I said, we won't name names, has been running around spouting this. And for some reason, somebody, I don't know if they're a fan of his on We Got This Covered, have been. Yeah, exactly. I think you should just, Kelly, I think you should just think of them in the way you want to think of them. Okay. To me, they were more asexual than anything, you know. Yeah, we never really discussed how Time Lords did the reproduction thing. You know, some people follow the loom thing. Other people say they're clones. Other people say they, you know, because we know the Doctor had a family at one time. All right. So, exactly. I agree with you, Grant. I think he's just being a dick. Okay. Just to get the views, just to get the, you know, get his name out there. And sadly, he's got a fan at a halfway website that people, I think oh God, he's probably out there reporting Bigfoot sightings, which I don't know. Okay, you're a clone. All right. Because they want to. All right, someone asked, why don't they talk about the Doctor's original family? That's a subject that you're probably never going to hear about. We've not heard about the Doctor's son, daughter, Waycott. We do know he had a granddaughter because that was Susan Foreman. But I don't think they're ever really going to get into that because, you know, it's kind of like one of them subjects I think they're going to leave open to interpretation. I'd love to see Susan back. Sadly, they just never seem to make room for it to happen. Whether Jodie's regenerating or not, like I said, I wouldn't put it past them because it is her third year. Her third series, but at the same time, you know, there's also another story going around. They're going to end this whole thing in 2023. And I'm still hearing that story. That's rumor at this point. It's also a rumor that Jodie's leaving. There's been nothing confirmed on that. Now, it could be that, you know, she can extend her contract just like any other actor who's played the Doctor could. Now, no, actually, he didn't ruin the Doctor's family with that crap. Remember, everything with like Ruth, the Morbius doctors and all that took place in that previous time before the big mind wiper. So the Doctor's family has not been ruined. That's still around. I don't know why you've got that running around because that was confirmed even in the episode, The Timeless Children. Because remember, the Doctor and the Master having that little exchange saying that, you know, I remember growing up, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I remember you from the academy and all that. That was part of that lifetime. And that did happen. None of that's been ruined. I'm still wondering that myself, John, because, you know, I'm racking my brain why the Ruth Doctor would have a police box for a TARDIS. Don't make any sense to me because the police box form, as far as we knew, had been taken on at Totter's Yard back in the first episode, and it was stuck there ever since. So I would like to see Omega return, but I highly doubt it. That's coming shortly. Like I said, it's just there's been a lot of things going on behind the scenes here. We've had some things going on with Lady G's family, and I don't want to go into that because that's personal. And that's been really racking my brain and all that on top of everything else. Only 8 episodes. I'm like, are you kidding? I was hearing 6 originally. So they were talking about cutting 5 for a while. That would be an interesting turnabout. Like I said, I leave things open for the fans to interpret. Like everybody's going, the Timeless Child did this, the Timeless Child did that. But here's my theory on it. Get ready. Everybody sit down. Come on. It's time for campfire. What if that whole thing was left in the Matrix as a ruse to throw the heat off the actual Timeless Child? Come on, who else would be more perfect? Sorry, I can't believe I just used that term. I'm going to smack myself. That was stupid. There's no such thing as more perfect. Who else to be the perfect scapegoat than the Doctor? Think about it. If there is an actual Timeless Child out there, you leave evidence in the Matrix, who do you pick as the scapegoat? Let me see. Somebody who's not on Gallifrey a lot, can handle themselves. The Doctor. Now, that's the thing. We know Rassilon had eternal regeneration as well. And like I've been telling people, wouldn't it be interesting to find out? And like I said, this one's one that's going to peel your brain a little. Now, this one I've talked about before. And if you remember during the Five Doctors, when they set up the Castellan, and they find that little chest, and they open it up, the Black Scrolls of Rassilon. Wouldn't it be interesting to find out the Black Scrolls of Rassilon was originally the tale of Tecteun? That would fry out your brain now, wouldn't it? But yeah, as Fraser said, they have to be very careful right now because you've got to follow certain procedures to film. You have to, and if you don't do it, your insurance get cut, and then people get angry. Then you can't film. But okay, you have to follow certain procedures, like as he said, you can only have 2 actors in close proximity for a certain amount of time per day. Plus, everybody has to be randomly tested. Hang on a second. Why is Asian? I don't get what you're talking about. Stereotyped. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm hearing that too, that 60th anniversary, that's it. If they make it to 2023 and then that's it. 60th anniversary, it's done. That's one thing I've been hearing for a while. That they're going to drag it out a couple more years and then that's all she wrote. And for some reason, the people who are out there seem to think, the ones who have enjoyed Not My Doctor, the show needs to go on hiatus. They seem to think that if the show goes on hiatus, it's going to be back in a couple of years. No. If the show goes on hiatus, it's going to be gone for quite a while. It's not going to be back in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Now, here's the problem. Netflix and Amazon will likely pay out the ass for Doctor Who. They'd have to. You got to remember, the BBC is kind of like Fox when it comes to Doctor Who. They don't want to let that go. See, they're not. It's like we got our hooks into that. Okay, I agree with you, John. I think it'll be a decade or more before they try to roll it out again, because some of the fans out there, and I don't know why I call them fans anymore, are getting way too fickle. Way too fickle. Exactly. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think they're gonna take it out to 2023. That's my theory. And that's one rumor I've been hearing in the background. Is they're gonna trail it out to the 60th anniversary and then that's it. I know, I keep telling people that, Fraser. Back when I was a kid, and this was a billion years ago, we rode dinosaurs to school. Okay? We had to stop to make sure the Brontosaurus train didn't go over us. All right, now, back when I was a kid, we had 3, 5, 8, maybe channel 11 if you swung the antenna the right way. 19, channel 19 didn't come on until way later. We had public television, which was 25. Then you had 43, 55, and 61 came along later. And yet people now can go to a streaming service platform like Pluto TV, and you got like 100, 200 channels for free. Yet nobody can turn the channel off a program they don't like anymore. It's like there's a billion things to watch out there. Yeah, it'll be a hiatus. It won't be canceled indefinitely, but I'm saying it's not going to be back. Like, it needs to go on a short hiatus. It's not going to be a couple of years. I guess they made at least close to 10. That's my theory. Look at that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Before we had cable TV, or all we had was an antenna rotor. Our antenna was on like a 30-foot tower outside the house. Okay. Yeah, the doctor can regenerate more than 13 times. That's been done. They'll end it on a high note, like they did the Sarah Jane Adventures. They'll just, maybe they'll go for something major big. But as Frazier said, there's no plans on the board right now, as of right now. So exactly, they're forgetting this program's been around for 15 years. Even Supernatural, in its 15 years, they all decided that's it. We're done. We're walking away. Walking Dead is going away after next season. And it was one of the big powerhouses for AMC. And they've done a couple spin-offs since. You got Fear the Walking Dead, The Walking Dead World Beyond, The Walking Dead Ate My Underwear, The Walking Dead have taken all the thing, have left lint in the shower. The Walking Dead took a dump in my toilet. Yeah, I'm not kidding. It's just, oh, man. What? These last 8 episodes, they're not canon it that soon. I hope not. I think they'll stretch it out another series yet. I'll have to dig around. Okay. Yeah, well, the good news is, like I said, The Walking Dead, you had Fear the Walking Dead, you got Walking Dead World Beyond, which I can't figure out for the life of me. I'm sorry, Jessica, but this is not the program to talk that out about. We're not talking about racism. We're not talking about stereotypes. That's a whole nother ballpark. If you want, take that over to the Crowder Bits guy. Okay, that's not me. BBC's always in turmoil, especially when you got COVID running around, made it even worse. Okay, interesting. Okay, now take this as you will till I hear further. I'm hearing this may be the last 8 episodes. Enjoy them while they last. Originally, the rumor was they were going to hang on till 2023. But now it's looking like that's not going to happen. There's words about a hiatus. Something about they don't like the way things are going. I'll have to read some more into this later, see if I can confirm it. That's not good news. So it sounds to me like they're selling out their own showrunner, which I'm not surprised. Especially when Jodie's era was coming towards an end anyway. It's like, come on. If you don't like what's going on, fire the damn showrunner. But from what I heard, they can't. That's one quote I've read whose books. It's 1980. it's 1989 all over again. But like I said, I want to get some confirmation before I go too crazy on that. That's just one source. Also, there's words going around that, yeah, because of COVID and all that, it really scrambled a lot of things up. Let me do some digging on this. Okay, before we go too far down that lane. Also, there was word going around that somehow it got leaked that the next series of box sets will be Series 8, which is Pertwee's second series. Hey, I love The Mandalorian. Yeah, that does make sense, coinciding with the Master's anniversary. Yep. I also watch British TV. Anybody else watch that channel on Pluto? I like to watch Red Dwarf in the morning if I go to work. Another big question. How many versions of Being Human is there now? Because I think I just saw another one. Okay. Yeah, I love Red Dwarf. Because there's an American version. Then there was the version they had with, I don't know. I'll have to look this up again. Okay, because it didn't seem like I recognized this one that's on it. It's got to be the British version. But I thought the British one had that guy from Voyage of the Damned on it. Ah, my brain's slipping. Okay, so there's a Russian version. All right. Russell Tovey, thank you. Yeah, but I don't see him anywhere on this one. And it's on the British channel. No, Netflix, I don't think it's going to snatch it up because the BBC will not give up Doctor Who again, I don't think. If there was one way to do it, and I don't think they will, so please don't get excited, is they did hand over Ripper Street to Amazon Prime, and it went like another 3 series after the BBC canceled it. All right, Russell left after series 3? Okay, that explains it. Maybe that's maybe they're in the later episodes. I got to get caught back up with it. It's been a while since I watched it. It pops on after Red Dwarf, and I'm like, who are these people? Okay, so that's why. All right, that's a whole new cast. That explains it. Which movie special of Red Dwarf were you talking about? There was Back to Earth, which wasn't bad, but could have been better. I got to get caught up with Red Dwarf. I think I missed it. Yeah, I missed that one. Yeah, Ripper Street was pretty good. Like I said, it went in our 3 series on Amazon Prime. Also, they didn't have to worry about the 55-minute restriction. So you had episodes that went an hour and 10, hour 20 minutes, which made it a lot better. Okay, so there is rumor going around this may be the last series of Doctor Who, but like I said, I want to get confirmation on that. Because like I said, one rumor I'd been hearing was they were going to limp it out to 2023, and that was going to be it. Like I said, I don't want to get carried away because I did before one time, and it turned out to not be true. So let's sit back, wait, and see if we get some more news over the coming weeks and months. Now, they're claiming filming started on November 2nd. I think they started before that. I still say they are. Like I said, don't lose it yet. Like I said, I want to sit back and hear from some more people before I go crazy on that. Last time I watched Red Dwarf was the series after Back to Earth. It was the episode, I think, where they had Jesus appear. So it's been a while. Like I said, I'm just meaning to get caught up with that. Nah, they haven't confirmed 13, 14, and 15 as yet. Remember, they can pull out of that China contract anytime they want. I think they can. All that said was, I said it's a long thing. I'd have to dig up my notes on it. It doesn't confirm much, really. Nah, you're not gonna see Jesus appear in Doctor Who. They're not gonna go that crazy. I was shocked they even mentioned that the Doctor had been there at the first Easter. Okay, I gotta do some more reading on that before I go too crazy. But so far, this is what we got. Series 13 is currently filming. You're going to get 8 episodes instead of the usual 11. So you normally get 10 and a special. But because of COVID, filming guidelines are cutting it down to 8. And that was confirmed through the Mirror. It was an article written by Nicola Methvin, so that's the reason why I'm going to give it credibility. All right, David 10, who cares? Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I was just checking some notes here. Okay, but like I said, even if it came to a screaming halt, you can't blame Chibnall. You can't blame Whitaker. You got to blame the fact that look at the last few years of Doctor Who. They started doing split series, then they skipped years, then they start moving the schedule around all over the damn place. And it used to be when RTD and Julie Gardner were running this show, you got it every spring on time. Then you can leave this channel. I'm sorry. I will not buy that ignorant view. Chris Chibnall did the best job he could with what he had. I'm sorry. I'm. Well, also, yeah, they skipped a year in Capaldi's reign. They didn't really promote the show. You're right. Like I said, none of that's confirmed just yet, so don't go crazy, all you Jodie haters. All right. But the thing is this: the show has been going on since 2005. If you look at the ratings charts, they were steadily going down. You did get that breath of fresh air when Series 11 came in, but then what did they do? They took a year off. Duh. It's like you get the momentum rolling again, and then you take a year off. Exactly. Too many toxic fans. The fact that, okay. Yeah, you can go. I don't need the money. People seem to think they're going to hold me to their point of view and all that because I'm a greedy bastard like these other guys are. I'm not. Sorry. Well, it's not as easy a job as you make it out to be. You see, the thing is, I even stopped blaming Moffat when I found out just how much he was being ridden from up above. Like I said, let's sit back and wait before we go crazy. All right. Eight episodes means the timeless child is scrapped. I don't get it, Philip. Okay. Yeah, that's the problem. The boys on floor 6 want to control everything, and that's the way it's been for a while. Yeah. I wouldn't take the job unless they offered me like $10 billion. Because look at what happens when you become showrunner at Doctor Who. Chibnall didn't even have the show 5 minutes when he had the first things rolling out between the Windsock and the Irish guy and all these other guys started capitalizing on the hate machine. Then you had the Woka guy, I wouldn't take it either. No. I do not know, Fez, unless they're going to film it along with the other episodes, and that would mean it would be one of your 8. Yep, Gatiss, Woodhouse, and I can't remember who else said no to the job. That's why I died laughing not too long ago when someone said, well, bring in Toby Woodhouse. All right, will someone please answer about the Pluto app? It's not a bad app. I enjoy it. It's got a good variety of stuff. It's got like Red Dwarf, Doctor Who. There's also a Doctor Who channel on there if you found that. And that shows all classic Doctor Who all the time. Alex Kurtzman. No, he dug his own hole. That's a whole nother production department. Paramount is an evil beast. They've been an evil beast for decades. Yeah, Pluto TV, I use it a lot. It's got a channel for just about everything. Hi, Soph. How you doing? What you doing, Sophie? Yeah. Well, I can't talk about Discovery and all that because I didn't watch it. The second I saw, yeah, it's like I saw that first ad. Hang on a moment. Sorry about that. My voice was starting to go out. Yep, that's Sophie. She's 10 years old. The second I saw the first trailer for Star Trek Discovery, and then I saw the lens flares, I was like, I'm not watching this. And I didn't. I haven't watched a single episode. And then I was sitting there talking to friends of mine. I said, look, they conveniently put it 10 years before the original 5-year journey. I said, don't be too surprised if they reuse locations from the original show. If the Enterprise doesn't show up, and then sure enough, I had a friend of mine who watched the show that they did every damn thing. They even brought in Talos Swore. And I'm like, and then get ready for this. They brought in the Mirror Mirror universe. And I'm like, really? You introduced the Mirror Mirror universe 10 years before Spock and all them, discovered it? Okay, they're ripping off Andromeda. Okay, I can believe that. It was another Gene Roddenberry vehicle. I liked Picard. I have watched Picard the first season. It didn't end the way I wanted it to end. But like I said, it was a good series. I enjoyed it. I didn't like the ending where they did a certain thing with Picard. I didn't like that part. But also, though, if you watch Picard, you don't have to be a fan of the JJ universe. It's pretty much on its own. It's for the most part it's more to me a continuation of Star Trek Next Generation, DS9, and all that than it is the JJ universe. Yeah, I didn't like that part, Grant. That's what I was talking about. I didn't want to say anything in case anyone hadn't seen that yet. But no, I didn't like that part. That's the part I didn't like about the ending, was making him an android. I didn't like that. That's kind of like saying everybody's a synth in Fallout 4. It's like, that's one thing I got sick of in Fallout 4 was everybody and their grandma's a synth. Okay. Oh. Well, what's his name? He's secretly a synth. Oh, God. I couldn't stand that after a while. It even got to the point that if you look around in the game, there's a theory that the character you play is actually a synth replacement. And there's evidence that it could be true. So it's like, everyone, including you, was a synth. Wait a minute. Yeah, but they don't dwell on it. They don't dwell on the JJ timeline. It's more of a continuation of what happened after Next Generation and all that than it is anything. Then it hit my brain this week. Some of you, I mentioned they were talking about doing an all Klingon series. It was going to be a spinoff of DS9. It was going to be the Rotaran, not the Rotan, the Rotaran, which turned out to be, I think, the original flagship of it's good. It'll hit my brain in a half an hour when Martok. It was a bird of prey, and it was going to be all Klingon crew and all that. But the problem is, as I said, that means your entire cast, unless you make a bunch of them the genetically mutated Klingons, which I really didn't like the fact they gave an explanation for that even in Enterprise, which I think they should have just left it alone. It's one of the things I didn't like about Enterprise either, is they had to explain why they're smooth-headed Klingons who look like, guys in gold lame. They had to say it was some genetic, mutated virus or some shit. All right, is everybody still there? Okay, because I was going to probably sign off here in a minute because I want to go talk to some folks about what's going on with Doctor Who. Hopefully, this is just Jive talking. Hopefully, there'll be some changes to that opinion because all they're doing is they're feeding the trolls, if that's true. And trust me, you make the fickle your fan base, you'll never satisfy them. Anybody still there? Because the chat went dead, so I'm assuming that things are froze up. Okay. Okay, I think I'm froze up, so I'm going to go ahead and log off here. So everyone out there, please take care of yourselves and each other. COVID's still around. All right, this is what we do know. It looks like the only companion left is Yaz. You're getting 8 episodes. They're shooting for autumn of this next year. And I hate to say it, but it could be over. But let me dig more into that. So take care. Have a good one. See you on the flip side. I'm getting out of here because I think this thing is locked up.